Hello everybody. Today we found a little bit of grass to mow. I say grass, it's mostly seed heads, it's all gone to seed. It is still green at the moment, which is unusual because there isn't a lot of green around here at the moment. But we're just taking it off today. We'll get out and look at it in a minute and I'll tell you why, and we'll have a closer look at the grass. But we're going to bale this up into some hay in a few days time. So because, well, I'll tell you that in a minute. So let's get out now, just have a look at the grass and we'll see what we're going to do with it. Right, so this is what it looks like at the mower. There's nothing much here. It's all very short. And this is when it's standing. As you can see, it's all gone to seed. There's very little green here. Although the field colour is green, there's very little leaf. What grass does when it becomes stressed, which is drought stressed because it's had no rain at all since it was last cut, it sends out seed head to reproduce itself. So these are all gone to seed. I don't know if you can see, there is bits of pollen on there, so that's, you know, it's pollinated now. That will be a viable seed if it was to dry. But what we're doing is we're cutting it off now, cut it all down. You know, this has been cut so that when it rains, the seed heads are gone, it's ready to come on, because if it rained on this now, it wouldn't bulk up a lot. You know, the seed would carry on its cycle and die off and ripen. So if we take this off now, when it does come on to rain, we will get fresh green grass coming up. So we'll bale this up. It won't take a lot to dry it. It'll take a couple of days, but we won't have to move it. It'll just sit there and we'll come along and rake it up in a couple of days time. I've got my tape measure here. Let's just see how deep these cracks are. You can see it's quite badly cracked round and about. So let's stick a tape measure down. It's at 6 inches there. Ooh, about 13 inches there. So it's quite bad. It's pretty drastic, as you can see how, you know, nearly fall down there. There, we're going down now. Look at this. It's 25 inches deep, that crack there. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's going on a bit more. 25, 26 inches. That's about 63 centimeters. So there we are. That's 25 inches. That's how deep the crack is. So that's quite a long way down. That's pretty serious. So there you are, that's what we're cutting and why we're cutting it. Because there's so little here today, I've got the tractor running in 540 eco on the PTO. So that's we've cut the revs right down. We're on about 1500 engine RPM. And the fuel monitor is telling me that by cutting the revs down that much, we're doing about 3 litres of fuel to the hectare. I don't know what that is in English. I don't really do hectares, I'm more acres, but the tractor talks to me in hectares. So we've been able to cut the fuel use down, which is useful because we're not cutting a lot. But in the winter we might be glad of it, you know, to get a few bales. It's not going to be many bales to the acre, if any. It might be acres to the bale. So we'll see how we end up. Right, so here we are 2 days later, nice and dry. Dried really quickly. Didn't ted it, didn't move it at all, just left it as the mower left it. Now we're raked up. There is a swath there if you can see it, just about. There's not much here, but this is actually one of the better swaths I have picked to film. So we'll see how many bales we get from it. It's all seedy, but it's nice and dry. Smells good, and it's a green colour, although not green wet. Green, it is dry. But it's kept its colour, so hopefully the cows will enjoy it. So here we are baling now. Hopefully you can see the size of the swath there, not massive. So because it is quite a small swath, we're having to weave side to side to keep the chamber of the baler full up. Because we've got to keep the sides of the bale firm. You see there, it's pushing it into the side. because if you don't do that and you put it all, say, in the centre or slightly to one side, you'll end up with a tapered bale and they won't stack and they won't be firm. So we've got to go side to side on the swath to keep him full up. On a good swath, with a, you know, a nice big round swath, you can just go straight and it fills itself. But because we're so light today, we're having to fill the baler, you know, make sure we fill it properly. So we're halfway over this now. We've got two and a half bales, nearly 3 bales. So it is acres to the bale at the moment. Temperature says 30 degrees outside, so pretty warm. I think we're getting towards another bale now. Baler's not behaving very well today, so we're watching the gauge, the pressure gauge, watching when he's full. Because on a class, there we are, we're beeping, it's going to work. Let's see if the net goes in. Net doesn't want to go in today. It's a new roll, when it doesn't roll, it doesn't feed in very well when it's a big heavy roll, so feed it in manually. It should catch in a minute, hopefully. There we go. Now, because we've been stood still for a while and it's very short and very dry, we're going to have a bundle underneath where it's dropped out the baler, so we're going to back up, make sure we pick that up. So on a class baler, there's no catches to keep the door shut. It's all done on the hydraulic rams. So we get the gauge, we can watch as the pressure rises, the door opens very slightly, and that's when we know he's getting towards being full. And the beeper goes off on the box to let us know we're nearly there for a bale. So there we are, folks. This is a 7-acre field, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 bales. So that's it for today. Last little bit just going in now. So I'll say thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.